Our Imam is all alone. He looks around him. There lie Habib bin Muzahir, Muslim bin Osajah, Zuhair bin Qayn, and all his friends and companions. There lie On and Muhammad. He looks at Hazrat Qasim's trampled remains. He looks at Hazrat Ali Akbar, his beloved son, with that dreadful wound on his chest. He looks towards Furat. Gently he whispers, Abbas, Abbas, I am alone, so very alone. Slowly Imam Hussain moves towards the tent of Imam Zainul Abidin. Zainul Abidin is lying unconscious on his bed. Lovingly, Imam shakes his son by the shoulder. The sick Imam opens his eyes. Father, Father, why are you alone? Where is my uncle Abbas? Where is Ali Akbar? Where is Qasim? Where are all your companions? Imam Hussain says, Son, no man except you and I is left alive. All of them have died for Islam. Imam Zainul Abidin tries to get up. Where are you going, my son? Asked Imam Hussain. To fight Yazid's army, replies the young man. No, my son, you are too sick for jihad. I have come to say goodbye. Look after the ladies and the children, and my son, when you get to Medina, give my love to Suqra. Tell her that I always remembered her, and that in these last moments of my life, I wish I could give her a hug before I get killed. And also, my son, give salams to our friends and tell them to think of me when they drink water. Imam Hussain then stands in the center of the camp and cries out, O Zainab, O Kulsum, O Sakina, O Ruqayya, O Rubab, O Fizza, my greetings to you, farewell to you all. The ladies and children weep and wail as they say farewell to Imam. Imam walks towards his horse. There is no one to help him mount. Bibi Zainab steps forward. She holds the reins as Imam mounts the horse. The horse moves a few steps and then it stops. Imam Hussain urges the horse to move, but it stands still looking towards its hind legs. Imam turns his head. He sees Bibi Sakina clenching to the horse's legs, pleading, O horse, do not take my father away from me. Do not let them make me yateen. Imam dismounts. He says, Sakina, you are the great-granddaughter of the Holy Prophet. I love you so much that if you tell me not to go, I will not. But then Islam will be destroyed. How will you or I be able to face the Holy Prophet on the Day of Judgment? Fighting back her tears, the 4-year-old Bibi Sakina can only manage to say, Bismillah, Father. The 4-year-old holds the reins as her father mounts for a certain death. Hussain rides on. He stands on a hill and cries out, Who is there who will come to my help? Of course, our Imam is not expecting any of the enemy soldiers to come to his help. To whom is he addressing this plea for help? Our Imam is addressing the plea to all the Muslims in every age and everywhere, young and old, men and women, grown-ups and children, urging us all to always fight Yazidism and refuse to disobey the commands of Allah. Every little effort we make to preserve and act according to our Islamic conscience is a response to our Imam's call with Labbaik, Labbaik. Imam rides towards the enemy. There is a shower of arrows. Imam ignores the arrows and rides on. He wants to make one last effort to preach true Islam to the enemies of Islam. He stops and turns towards the enemy and begins to speak. O those of you who do not know me, know that I am the grandson of the Holy Prophet. I am on the path of truth. Yazid personifies falsehood and corruption. He wants to lead you away from Islam. Do not follow him. Do not kill the grandson of Allah's messenger. Allah will never forgive you. Remember that when you see a ruler who does what has been forbidden by Allah and His messenger, who indulges in sins, who oppresses the people he rules, and you do nothing to stop such a ruler. Before Allah, you are as guilty as he is. You know my ancestry. My parents did not raise me to submit myself to an evil tyrant. I am your Imam. You have surrendered the freedom of your mind to the evil ways of Yazid. If you do not care for Islam, do at least care for the freedom of your spirit. Umar ibn Sa'd cries out, "Do not fall victims to Hussein's oratory. Kill him!" From all directions the soldiers advance towards Imam Hussain with their naked swords. Imam says, "You are determined to fight me, then fight you I shall. I do not fear death. Death to me is sweeter than dishonor. Now I shall let you witness the valor of the son of Ali ibn Abu Talib." Imam Hussain takes out his sword and begins to fight. Thirsty, tired, wounded, grieving, our Imam fights as no one had ever seen anyone fight. Wherever he turns to, the soldiers flee as rabbits do at the sight of a lion. Umar ibn Sa'd sends all his best warriors against Imam. They all perish. No one dares to come near our Imam. Imam stands on his stirrups, casts his eye to where Hazrat Abbas lies, and murmurs, "Abbas, did you see the battle of your brother, the thirsty, the broken-hearted brother?" And then Jibreel appears and says, "O Hussein, Allah is pleased with your bravery. The moment has now arrived for you to save Islam with your life." Hussein looks at the sky. "Yes, it is time of Asr." Hussein returns the sword into the sheath, lowers himself on the horseback, whispers to the horse, "Take me to where my mother Fatima is waiting for me. But oh my faithful horse, go past where my Akbar is lying, so that I may see my beloved son just one more time before I die." Seeing that Imam has sheathed his sword, the enemy come from all sides. Some throw stones at him, some hit him with swords. Arrows are shot at him. Suddenly the horse stops. My son," cries out the soul of Fatima Zahra. Imam Hussain falls from the horse, but his body does not touch the ground. It is resting on the blades of the arrows. He performs his Asr prayers lying on his musalla of arrows. Now he goes into his last sajda and says, "O Allah, all praise is to you alone." Someone is moving towards where our Imam is in sajda on the arrows. He is holding a dagger in his hand. The earth trembles. The sun goes into eclipse. Jibreel cries out, "Hussein has been killed! Hussein has been killed!" Bibi Sakina falls onto the ground unconscious. Bibi Zainab runs to the tent of our fourth Imam. "Oh son, what has happened?" Imam Zainul Abidin staggers towards the curtain of his tent, lifts it up, and pointing his finger at a head mounted as a lance, he cries out in a trembling voice,
الصلاة